5,000 folks just like you have purchased Power for Patriots because they've seen the writing on the wall and they want to be more self reliant. You and I both know that freedom isn't free. It takes hard work and dedication now to be prepared for the future we know is coming. Imagine what it will be like when disaster strikes or the next blackout hits and your house is the only one with the lights on. Those same folks who said you were overreacting may very well be begging for your help one day. Imagine how you'll feel having your own source of power when power plants all over the country are shutting down. Because of the crushing burden of government regulation, the grid gets overloaded and rates go through the roof.
That's
You
true.
think that won't happen anytime soon? Experts are already predicting it. I know some of you out there are worried that you don't have the technical skills for this, but I promise you that Power for Patriots was designed with you in mind. I knew this had to be accessible for regular folks who didn't have access to huge power tools or welding equipment. You can find most of the parts at local hardware stores or order them online, and you just need to follow the step-by-step instructions in the videos and manuals. You might also be wondering if you can use the Power for Patriots system if you live somewhere with cold winters. The answer is yes. Solar panels work strictly on the amount of light, not heat. So a bright winter day can produce just as much power as a hot summer one. And wind turbines work just as well in the winter as they do in the summer. Now, I know you'd probably expect to pay a lot of money for training like this. You can easily find dozens of workshops that will charge you $1,000 or more for one weekend of boring classes. And forget buying off the shelf solar panels, turbines, batteries, and equipment. Doing that will cost you at least $2,500 for a beginner system and easily more than $10,000 for a bigger system. And at the end of the day, you won't have any training, just a bunch of parts. When it comes down to it, this isn't even about dollars and cents. It's about power, security, and control for you and your family. And you can't put a price on that. Here's the truth. Well, I certainly want to be paid for my hard work. We're not communists after all. I also want any patriot who is committed to changing their lives and protecting their families to be able to afford this. So I did a breakdown of the system's value, item by item. Here goes. 6 solar power videos and 2 manuals. It's worth $47.
Wow.
4 wind power videos and 2 manuals, worth $47. Solar water heater manual, worth $37. Solar heater manual, worth $27. That's over 80 minutes of video and over 350 pages of manuals for a total value of $158. But it just didn't feel right to charge $158 for information that's going to help so many people lead safer, more independent lives, especially when times are so tight for everybody out there. So I thought about charging $97 for the whole package. It's definitely worth that because the system can save people at least that much each and every month. But even $97 seemed like too much during these tough times. So for a limited time, you can get the Power for Patriots system for just $27.
Whoa.
Yeah, I realize that's 83% off, but it's what I feel is right. Just click the Add to Cart button below, and we'll get the Power for Patriots system out the door to you within 24 hours of receiving your order. I know you'll agree this is an incredible deal, especially when you think about the cash you've wasted paying out the nose to the electric company over the years. For just $27, you'll have the comfort of knowing your family is disaster-proof in so many ways. One of my first customers said it better than I ever could. I want to thank you for your Power for Patriots system. I didn't have to be convinced that this was a very generous offer for the information I just purchased. I got more than what I paid for. I am an industrial controls field services engineer, and I even did my college thesis on solar back in the mid-1980s, so I know a little bit about electricity. That's from Jay Jones from Mississippi. But how would you feel years from now when electricity prices continue to skyrocket, knowing that you could have opted out of paying obnoxious rates for power, but chose not to? I want to make sure you have a safe, secure copy of the Power for Patriots system, and I also want to make sure I get it into your hands at the lowest possible cost to you. So within a week or so, you'll receive all 10 videos plus all 4 manuals on a CD-ROM delivered in the mail right to your door. Now, it's really important to me to make this an incredibly easy decision for you, so I'm adding in not 1 or 2, but 4 incredible bonuses, absolutely 100% free. When you click the Add to Cart button today, for your first free bonus, you'll get an exclusive video series produced for me by my friend Chris that you met earlier, answering the 10 most popular questions about Power for Patriots. This free video series is your ticket to getting more out of the program and achieving your goals faster. These videos answer your most pressing questions about the system, like top 5 benefits of generating your own off-grid power. Will the Power for Patriots system work if a disaster takes down the grid? How much does a typical system cost? Does an off-grid system like Power for Patriots increase or decrease your property value? And much more. There's over 60 total minutes of video. I know this is a lot of information to digest, so I'm also including the complete written transcript of each video so you won't miss a single word. Chris is a published author on alternative energy, and he's personally lived off the grid for the last 5 years. Yeah, you heard me right. Chris hasn't paid a dime for electricity for the last 5 years. So you can trust that he definitely knows what he's talking about when it comes to solar and wind power. Ready for your second free bonus? In times of crisis, it's possible to live without food for several days, but not water. What if there's no running water due to an incident that interrupted the flow from municipal sources or your well? What if your water was contaminated by acts of terrorism or flooding? This guide will show you the basics for a plan that includes water storage and how to source and collect water in an emergency. You never know when your preparation will mean the difference between life and death. Ready for your third free bonus? When disaster strikes, the sun can provide a safe, healthy way to cook raw food to prevent the spread of bacteria and disease, and without the danger of open fires. My solar cooker guide will walk you through how to build a working solar cooker out of basic materials you can find almost anywhere that cooks food that is not only healthy, but even delicious. These techniques are being used throughout the world to ensure access to healthy food, no matter what the conditions are.
Wow.
And last, but definitely not least, here's your fourth free bonus. Disaster 101, How to Survive Any Emergency. In my opinion, this is an absolute must-have, and I'll flat out give it to you. I don't think I have to tell you we live in a dangerous world, with natural disasters happening almost every day, the constant threat of war, and the gross injustices taking place right here within our own borders. The only person you can trust to take care of you and your family is you. This survival guide will help prepare you and your family the next time an emergency strikes. This no BS manual includes critical information on creating a disaster plan for your family, what to do if you have to evacuate, first aid, emergency food stores, even what to do about your pets. You'll learn how to safety-proof your home and the items you must carry in your car if you want to be prepared for a disaster. Now I want you to feel 100% confident about investing in the Power for Patriots system. Take a look at what people are saying. When I first saw